Hello, my name is Rob Edwards. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today we're going to be playing some more Mutants and Masterminds in celebration of my book, The Ascension Machine, available from all good retailers. So we're back today, and I'm joined by my 4 players. I've been assured that there are 4 of them. We'll just have a quick round the table and just sort of say hello to everybody. Duncan, how are you doing? How's your week been?
Excellent, Robert. Thank you.
Good. That's Duncan playing Hephaestus. More about him in a moment. In the middle, Kim. Kim, how are you doing?
Absolutely fabulous.
Absolutely fabulous. Brilliant. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have Colin. How's things with you?
Very good, thank you. Just had sticky toffee pudding for tea. Feel lovely.
That is the kind of added value that people come to this channel for. Thank you.
Recipe available in the comments.
Recipe available in the comments. Okay, I'll hold you to that. I'll expect the post in my YouTube as soon as this goes live. Last but not least, we have Kelly playing Infernia. How are you doing, Kel?
All right, good, thank you.
Fantastic. We're back today playing Mutants and Masterminds in the world of the Justice Academy, as shown in my book, The Ascension Machine. And today we're just going to have book. We should do that again. Feels like that. Books. I was half expecting everybody to bring out their books at this point. I'm very disappointed with you all.
I've got mine.
If you like to
Teacher's
pause
pet.
recording, I can go and grab it.
What she said. Something over there.
Not a problem. Your characters have now been at the academy for a few months, so they're no longer new to the academy and to the goings on here. And generally, you've seen the first years join into the various different kind of factions that there are at the academy. They're not really formally recognised as such, but there tends to be a case where power students tend to stick with power students, tech students tend to stick with tech students, and skills students, also sometimes referred to as the FUI crew, for reasons far too complicated to go into, tend to stick to themselves. That said,
Stick to themselves.
okay, I'm unable to say anything today without causing music, which is great. I know, that's wonderful. I love that. That's fantastic. It means people are enjoying themselves. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So the skills students tend to clique together. But it is true that there are a lot more skills students than there are power students. Superpowers, although they exist in this world, are still relatively rare, even amongst superheroes. So the 4 of you have formed a friendship over the last month or 2 that you've been at the Justice Academy, and I'm just wondering, is there a class that all of you have arranged to go to? Is there one class that all 4 of you try and get to at the same time?
Well, last week it was a combat one.
Well, yes. I mean, that is. I said last time, was a sort of mandatory class. The superhero self-defense is something that everybody has to go through, because although one of the things they say in the Justice Academy is that we are not just about combat and being the traditional superpower with the cape thing. Sometimes the superpower you have is knowing farming, or it's knowing great costume design, or whatever else your talent might be. It is still, though, you are still training to be superheroes, and there is a certain amount of expectation that there will be combat coming with that. So every student at the academy, to one level or another, does some basic self-defense classes.
You're trying to sell last week as self-defense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
getting knocked unconscious by Enra in 2 minutes doesn't necessarily count as self-defense. I mean, learning how to recover from.
Well, could we all have gone into?
We're going to superhero recovery class 101.
Could we not go into the rescuology one? That's a class,
Medic.
right?
Rescuology. Rescuology is a class within the Justice Academy. which teaches you techniques and approaches to hostage rescues, rescues from natural disasters, also any time that you need to get someone out of somewhere dangerous. Rescuology teaches about that. So certainly you can be in rescuology class. So it's a new module, rescuology. So we do get new students come and go from classes quite regularly. And on this occasion, as you're all sort of filing in for class, you notice you don't know the species actually is. She is reptilian. She is very kind of angular. She has a sort of yellow crest of a spine across the top of her head. Some of you may know her because she's quite well known around the academy for a first year, because she does do quite a lot of when there's live music at the Gamma Bomb, which is the pub here at the Justice Academy, or when there's parties on the beach. This student hero is often to be found singing as a part of the entertainment. Her name is Des, and she is, as I say, kind of lizardy and very angular, and she looks very, as whenever she moves, there's quite a lot of kind of, it always looks very uncomfortable, almost like she's having to sort of break her joints just to move, although obviously she isn't. And she's sort of struggling against the tide. She was in this classroom as people started to file in, and she's quite small. And while you think that she would be able to get through people's legs or between people or something, but she seems to be having a real struggle getting out of the classroom.
So have we got in and we're sitting down, or we're coming in the door ourselves?
You're coming in as part of the stream of students coming in.
Then I will turn my body, open my wings up so that it's sort of stopping people to see if she can get past in
Coming through, people! Coming
more orderly
through!
fashion.
Oh! Thank you very much. Thank you. And she sort of nods and then sort of dashes out. I think I might take this next term, she says, and sort of vanishes off into the corridor again. Which is an odd encounter, but there you go. Later that week, you see her again. Now, that's quite unusual because there are enough people at the Justice Academy that you don't just randomly bump into the same people over and over again, not unless you're planning to meet them. Where you meet her is quite an interesting place because there is the main sports hall on campus is called the Dome. And it's called that simply because it is a vast concrete dome, at the centre of which is a playing field which is used for a variety of different alien sports. Some really weird ones like cricket, for example, but the most common sport played here in the Dome is the superhero sport known as PowerBall. PowerBall is a popular pastime around the Academy, and it is a sport which is designed to be played by student superheroes. And as a pretty regular thing, every weekend there are new matches, new fixtures of PowerBall. And while it is not true every person in the Academy goes to these matches, probably about 2/3 of the student body and about half of the faculty do show up to watch the matches play. It's quite a big thing. It is a strange sport. I mean, you've probably been in here before. It's a strange sport. It's played between 4 teams at the same time, randomly selected, and essentially you've got kind of baseball bats which you bat around a drone and try and score goals in the different goals apart from your own one, obviously. The most remarkable thing about it is that hanging over the main pitch, there are 5 or 6 different platforms hanging from chains from the roof, on which are small computer consoles. And these consoles are actually a key element of the way the game is played. Because while everyone is down on the pitch batting the ball back and forth trying to score goals, people up on the platforms are trying to solve puzzles. And if you are able to solve enough puzzles quickly enough ahead of your opponents, you can engage what's called a power play, where you can get things like suddenly your goal shrinks and everyone else's goal gets bigger, or suddenly all the lights go out. So you can actually use this to your advantage to enable your powers. So if you've got a team with a lot of dark vision on it, turning out the lights is a really useful thing to be able to do. It's a very popular sport. Lots and lots of people play it. And therefore, whenever you come to the Dome on a weekend, you can expect crowds of people. And as you sort of file into the bleachers to come and watch the game this time round, you find yourself sat next to Des. Des is there. She's quite the PowerBall fan. She has a baseball cap sort of wedged on top of her yellow crest. She's got a foam finger on her claws that she'll wave around and shout and whoop and whatever. And she's got a team jersey on as well, with a number 4 on the back of it. And she's quite excited to be watching the match. But she does recognise you. She goes, oh, hello again. It's you, isn't it? Oh, thanks very much for the other day.
That's okay.
Do you come and watch the PowerBall much?
We love PowerBall.
Well, I mean, who doesn't really? I'm in a team, but we've got a bit of a problem at the moment because the rest of my team are all off planet right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're a team of 1 currently.
Yeah, that it is a problem. I don't mind saying it is a problem. But you know, it's like we won't get called up, and chances of us getting called up are slim to none.
Yeah.
So I'm Des. So, how are you? Who are you?
I'm randomly pulling on a PowerBall shirt.
in the same colour as hers?
That's a very, very complicated name, a bit of a mouthful.
It's easier than his other one.
Fair point, well made. I'm Enra.
I'm Invernia. Hello.
Hello. Gosh. And there's a sudden sort of whooping sound as one of the teams on the pitch scores a rather dramatic goal, and the whole thing resets. The difficult thing about PowerBall, says Des, as one of the people on the pitch takes a massive swipe at the ball, is that the drone has a force shield around it, and this is so that if you hit it too hard, it will go in a random direction. So it tries to level the playing field so that, you know, all these super strong people who are just, they can't just hit the ball and power it past any goalkeeper because they hit it too hard. You've got to be able to control it, you see. It's fascinating stuff. It's really cleverly well done. So
what position do you play when you play this?
I'm clearly one of the main attackers for By the Numbers. It's important that you get your best players really at the front, at the sort of at the spear point. We have a Brontum in goal most of the time because he's got 4 arms, and that makes it a lot easier to stop shots.
That would help.
Anyone? None of you play then?
What's the average team size?
It can be anything as small as 4 or as large as 6.
I look around the group.
Putting the shirt on. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure we could. Then I look at Hephaestus. I'm like,
Could we, if we do get called up, could we change our name to Hephaestus and the Furious?
Oh, we have so got a team. We've got a team, Hephaestus. You've got to say you want to play now.
Oh. Just for the team name, yes.
Is anyone?
I'm not.
Who's furious?
Who's furious?
And do you have to go up on the top bit on your own? So if you've got clever people, they go up on the top bit, but they can't come down later on. So you can only send clever people up.
You can switch players' positions throughout the game if you want to. You could even have 2 puzzlers, but that means you've got less people on the ground actually concentrating on the ball control.
Pizza!
Pizza's arrived!
Woohoo!
Is it all powers go? How does it work?
So,
you do whatever?
So Hephaestus would be the puzzle solver.
Would he?
And he's smart. I remember that from last time.
Who's smart?
Oh, like that. Who's smart?
Oh no, hang on. Yeah, I'm the really smart one.
Yes.
I've got the invincible armor that never fails me. Yeah.
So if we watch for a few minutes, Rob, are people just sit and all like free for all? They're powering up, doing whatever, all their set rules around what they can and can't do, or
What Kelly wants to know is, can she melt people?
Physical attacks against other players, I mean, other than the sort of shoulder barging out of the way occasionally, are entirely against the rules. So no, you are not allowed to magma blast your opponents.
No, but that's why I couldn't have my fiery lava form going. And if they just happen to, like, you know, barge me,
That would actually be allowed.
No setting fire.
You would as long as you didn't then yourself attempt to deliberately set people on fire. That would be considered an attack. But if someone were to ram into you while you were clearly on fire,
that would be their own fault.
That would be entirely up to them. Yes.
Okay.
Remember last week in woodworking? It didn't go well, did it? We've got to keep it under control.
It's going to take weeks to rebuild that room.
You've got a class on woodworking. What did you do in your woodworking class? I'm quite curious now.
We set fire to it.
Down.
Okay, that wasn't where I was going with that, but a good save nonetheless. Well, this match has come to an end, and people are celebrating or commiserating as their loyalties demand, and we look across to the board where it displays the next teams that are randomly being selected, and wouldn't you know it, by the numbers does show up on the board. And Des goes, "Oh no, this is it. This is it. We're out. If we can't play today, we forfeit. Oh, that's terrible. We're out the entire season." Oh no,
you have to win, Des?
You don't have to win.
Go on, pass the shirts out.
We'll help you. I'd be up for a game.
We can't set fire to other team members. That's fine. Okay.
Surely we only play to win. Surely.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Of course. I mean, I get that.
There's no chance you'll have a shirt that will fit my wings, right? So I can't play.
Oh, of course we do. Yes, yeah. Avrim is a polyfan. He's a member of the team.
Okay.
But not here.
By the numbers. Well, there we go. I seem to vaguely remember that name for some reason. Don't know why. Right, let's go for it.
What a coincidence.
Oh Lord, and we're on the board. Okay.
So this is we're not going to use this as a thing for showing as we're playing. Partly because there are actually strictly by the rules of PowerBall 4 teams on the map, but I've only actually put tokens out for 2.
We're gonna have to role play the other 2, are we?
Well, they're very much taking on each other, but we are going to use this behind the scenes for looking at. But we're going to stay on our conversational view for the recording, I think. So. The team that you are facing, or well, as I say, there are 3 teams on the pitch, but there's only one team we're really caring about for this one. First of all, I want to see how, as a team, you do through most of the match. We're obviously going to focus on the end result and the exciting finale of the match, but I want to just generally see how we're getting on with this. So. Essentially, we need to create a cooperative result. And the way we do this is we pick a lead person. No, it's not Des, because Des is an NPC, and that's no fun. So we pick one person who is the lead for this, and they are going to make an athletics check. So it is strength-based, I believe. Everybody else is also going to make athletics checks. Except for one of you who is going to make either an investigation check or an expertise puzzles check, if you had expertise puzzles. And those people who aren't the lead only have to get a 10 or more.
I can do investigation if you need me to.
I would suggest I'm Mr. Investigation.
I love the fact that Hephaestus is at least at the screen. I think.
I think my athletics is okay.
I think I'm
not.
Sorry, Kelly.
I was going to say, I think my athletics is okay. I've got a 5 in it, so that sounds reasonably good. I think.
Your athletics. Well, I am incredibly athletic. In fact, I'm not a one for metagaming and giving numbers, but I am exactly twice as athletic as you are.
Yeah, I'm not athletic. I've got good agility, but that helps my acrobatics rather than my athletics.
I am definitely Mr. Investigation. Don't worry.
Let's face it, I'm the leader here, aren't I? I mean, it's the heroic nature of the quantum champion. It just cries out leadership.
I'll do it with my very small score.
So we're gonna have a combined roll. So first of all, let's have a look at what the basis is going to be here. So quantum champion, give me an athletics check to be the one that we're all working on top of. 17. Okay, it's a pretty solid base. Hephaestus, are you going to give us an investigation check then?
I think so.
Okay. Okay, that is adding to the roll. Enra, are you doing an athletics check?
Yes, if that's what's required.
Okay. All right.
I think I might have flown into someone.
One of us.
It isn't you if you're on fire.
Were you contributing or not there?
Des is going to roll an athletics check. She gets a 10, so she has made the difficulty required to assist.
Yay!
And Infernia.
Oh yeah, there you go.
16. There we go. So our grand total at the end of all that, Hephaestus's inroads on the puzzling, somewhat counteracted by Enra having a bit of a hard time out there on the pitch. The end result is going to be 21. The basic 17 plus 2 for each success over the top. So Des and Infernia.
You allow cats in this, Robbie? You don't mind cats?
I don't mind cats. The internet likes cats. I mean, feel free to show your cat off. I mean, I'm vaguely allergic to them, and I wouldn't be much further away, but I don't mind them being on the video screen an entire country away.
So could I swap and start trying to fix a puzzle instead?
It might be a better way round of doing it, possibly.
Okay.
But let's have a look at how the other team are doing. They've got to try and get a 21 to try and be better than you. So their lead is Zephrema, who is a Colburn. And her athletics check is a 16. They're assisted by Kid Kinesis, I think, is on the investigation. If I do this wrong, they're going to get very, very bad results. He was successful. Nellis on athletics. Who is not successful, though.
Very much the Enra of the party.
Yeah, very much the Enra. I mean, it must be something about being a polyfan. I mean, I don't want to get speciesist about this.
I'm going to investigation next.
But that does seem to be the case. So it's no, I didn't mean to do investigation for that one. I meant to do athletics. Okay. So that's a pretty good. This Bronze Colossus is extremely strong. That's power armor for you. He's clearly got enhanced strength. So there we go. So essentially, you're actually doing pretty well. I mean, Des is delighted. You are certainly jockeying for the lead of the match. The other two teams are having some problems getting things together. And considering that you've never worked with Des before, Des is actually quite delighted to see that generally speaking, as a group, you're doing pretty well. But we're into the end game now, as Kid Kinesis, who is telekinetic, is somewhat cheating a little bit, as he is attempting to control the ball using his powers rather than his bat. I'm still going to roll an athletics check for him because I didn't bother fully statting out the guys who are playing on the pitch with you. But I'm just going to see how he's doing, basically. Okay, his attempt to control the ball has backfired somewhat. As we talked about before, there is a force field which surrounds the drone, and if you apply pressure in the wrong way, it can be very difficult to control the action of the ball. So it is flown out of his reach and is heading towards Enra. Enra, what would you like to do?
I'd like to investigate.
Okay, so you're going to let the drone pass by, and you're going to work on one of the puzzles.
Can I use my actual attack skill to hit it? So my staff skill.
Yes, you could do that. Yes, I think that would be fair.
Enra in shock.
Particularly because it is a staff skill, which is quite like the sort of club melee thing. Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, just in shock, she's going to sort of lash out.
So you're there on the platform, working feverishly away at this puzzle, and there's a sudden getting louder as you realise the drone is coming towards you, and just out of instinct, you attack and you get a 23. That's pretty good. Okay, you smack the ball. Do you want to try and smack it in a particular direction with that roll?
The other team's goal.
You're just trying.
That's the idea.
You're just trying to score. Okay, all right. In that case, Bronze Colossus, as a reaction, is going to try and bat the ball away with his athletics. Oh, that's not good. Okay, out of nowhere, you've actually pulled into the lead as Enra, who is busy puzzling, cracks the ball, and for some reason, somehow, you've managed to. No one was expecting. I think that's the reason. The ball is shot like a bullet straight past Bronze Colossus, who's shouting at the referee that surely that's not allowed, and things reset, and we are about to play again. So Nellis and Infernia going together at the same time when the action starts. I think who's going to claim the ball is going to be a case of. Oh, actually, we haven't really established who's in goal. That's a good question. On your team, who's actually acting as goal defence?
So does the investigation mean you're upstairs and
the investigation?
Really, because we've got two people investigating. That leaves one goalie and one.
No, you've got two.
We've got five people.
I can lead from the back if you like and be goalkeeper.
Okay. All right. So we've got Enra and Fastus are up on the puzzles. Nellis is actually technically up on the puzzle as well. So actually, Nellis is at something of a disadvantage here if he's going to try and claim the ball this round, because he's actually up on one of the platforms doing puzzling at the moment. So I think you're probably going to win this one, but you get a +5 circumstance bonus on your athletics here. So have a go. Your athletics against his athletics. Who claims the ball? So you've got 23 in total, and he has only got a 15. So you have control of the ball. But all eyes are on you right now. All eyes are. You're very conscious. Not only are all the opponents looking to come and get you and the ball, but this is probably the moment where you realise that several thousand people are watching you from the stands.
Oh, I love that.
Infernia is fearless, as we established last time, though, so that's really not a problem.
Nope.
So, are you making an attempt on goal? Are you passing to Des, who is your allegedly your key spear point attacker?
I think given my persuasion, I've got to have a go on goal. It's just you know.
This is Route 1 PowerBall, guys. Come on, where's the tactics coming in? I'm watching Newcastle.
You get the ball, smack it. Get the ball, smack it. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Let's have a go. That's not great. I suspect Bronze Colossus's ability to stop this. Yeah, not a problem. He's caught it and immediately passes out to Zephrima, who is going to advance towards your goal support from Kid Kinesis, and the pair of them are going to sort of Kid Kinesis is going to run interference, while Zephrema is just trying to get forward. She's not trying to shoot on the goal just yet. She's trying to get closer to make the shot easier. So she is going to.
They're acting as a team, guys.
I'm ready to investigate.
You glory hounds.
I almost got hit in the face.
Des is going to try and run interference against Kid Kinesis. Lots of random numbers being generated. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. For the moment, Zephrema is out alone by herself. She is running forwards with the drone, kind of almost stuck to her bat. She's got so much control over the ball, but she's getting closer to your position in the goal there, Quantum Champion. Do you want to tackle her or try and wait for stop the shot?
I think I am going to. I'm going to tackle.
Oh, there we
Get
go.
in there.
We had a brief moment where Infernia turned into Quantum Champion.
New superpower.
But we're back under control.
It's the opposition.
I think I'm going. Well, they're coming in, so I am going to. I'm going to get in there. I think.
Okay. All right. So we will have a contest of athletics between the pair of you. Colburn on Colburn.
Go QC.
Go QC.
Woohoo! Oh
dear. She really fumbled that. She was expecting to see a Bronton for some reason. She's gotten closer, but no, you step in, just take the ball from her. A quick twist of your own PowerBall bat, and suddenly you're the one with control of it. Where do you want to send it?
I am fainting as if it's going to Infernia.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what I do at the last minute is just tap it up to Enra on the stand, apparently, who appears to be able to score from there.
You magic staff powered woman, go!
I never
I'm trying to
expect it.
solve something. Henry's not expecting it.
No, don't change a winning solution.
Bronze Colossus is...
You're trying to get away with again because no one will expect it.
Exactly. Nobody expects the old second.
I want to know if the lights turn out at any point, or
Well,
something explodes.
We haven't actually had a chance to. The ball keeps whipping around at random. We've not actually had a chance to anyone solve any puzzles yet. Bronze Colossus is going to pass because he's just using all of his stuff just to do reactions, basically. Hephaestus, however, you are here and now able to take a go at solving a puzzle. So it's either expertise, puzzles, or investigation, your choice.
Do you think I've got expertise in puzzles? Oh, yes, I do.
Well, that's handy.
Look at that.
I'm going to click away. Oh,
Who lost Rob?
that's a really not great roll, isn't it?
Oh no.
You've killed the GM.
I don't know what he's like once he starts laughing. He's at everyone off.
Yes, Hephaestus. I do think you've got that skill. And the reason I think that is I made your character.
Yeah, well, the result would suggest it ain't a very good skill, but sometimes it's puzzling. That's what puzzles do.
Oh, bless you.
Losing the name. I apologise.
That's all right. I enjoyed it. It's good.
Oh dear.
What was the pass mark by any chance? Not that, eh?
Well, the puzzles. I mean, they're all solvable, designed to be solvable. So it's not a pass or fail. It's so much as it's to see how quickly you are solving. The answer to the question is not very. 14. It's not bad. You're making progress. It's like me doing a Sudoku, to be honest. You are making progress. You will get there eventually, but you're not going to be making a YouTube channel about your solves. Kid Kinesis is going to try and do his... Well, actually, he's He's busy tackling with Des at the moment. He's gonna try and get away from his marker essentially. So he is going to try and break away from Des. That's very loud. Against Des's athletics. Oh dear! Oh dear! Kid Kinesis is broken away. They're putting pressure on you. They just need to get the ball now, basically. Enra, you can just let the ball go because it will bounce around. It'll come back to play, or you can try and solve a puzzle. It's up to you, really.
Can I double feint QC's thing? Look like I'm going to hit it, and then solve a puzzle instead. So,
yes, you can.
Right, then I'll do that. I will feint and then I'll investigate.
Okay, make me an investigation roll.
Look, I thought we agreed I was the smart one. You're not allowed to...
Apparently, you're having an off day.
You beat me up when I'm in my power armor. You outside me.
In fairness, Enra is the master detective in the group, so her investigation score is pretty solid.
And the master PowerBall player.
that was
scoring goals, solving puzzles. Yeah, okay. So all the lights go red, and a voice over the intercom intones "Power Play," and a little menu pops up where you get to choose what effect you would like to go with here. You do have the option of turning off the lights. You do have the option of turning off the force field on the ball, meaning that it's a lot easier to control it. You do have the option of forcing the enemy goals to get larger, making it harder to defend against them. Which of those three? There are other options, but those are the three which have come up this time. Because it's random what options you get. So which of those would you like to go with?
None of us see in the dark, so
I do.
Do you?
Yes. I think Hephaestus does as well.
I have Colburn senses.
You do?
Hello.
So does the other Colburn.
Inside, I'm guessing then.
Yeah, the other Colburn probably has as well. Yes, it's true.
Yeah. So I will go with make the other team's goal bigger.
Okay, all right. So as you select the option from the list there, and the goal behind Bronze Colossus whirs into action and doubles in size, basically making it almost impossible to stop a shot unless you're in exactly the right place. Nellis is going to start working on a puzzle as well, but you've already in power play mode, so this is really just him trying to steal a march on the next one. But his investigation is awful. I've clearly put the wrong person up on the platforms here. So no, that is not a good roll. Inferni, the ball is free. It's busy rattling around the place at the moment. Nobody has control of it. It comes back down to pitch level.
Can I jump into the action as my investigation ain't working, obviously?
You can, but only on your initiative, Hephaestus. You're a long way down the initiative track, I'm afraid.
Are we going to move to that world? Oh.
So I will attempt to, if I can, scoop up the ball.
Yep.
And who's nearest to the goal in terms of like who's going to pass it to?
Des is closest, but she's in your half still.
Oh, okay. Well, can I just keep it and control it and run with it for a bit until I get a bit nearer?
You absolutely can. Yes.
Okay, let's attempt to do that then.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay, Infernia grabs the ball, advances up the pitch into prime goal-scoring territory. Zafrima will try and catch you up. She will get. That means she's going to run across the pitch. I'm not going to roll for that. She's running across the pitch to be up with you. She doesn't get too close because you're on fire. But she is there to try and counter things. Des will also run up to give you a passing option. Quantum Champion, is there anything that you want to or can do from back there?
No, I am just subtly sort of heading over to one side, as if to try and put people off if they decide to try and attack. They look like I'm not paying attention, but I am.
Ooh.
Crafty.
Okay. Bronze Colossus is going to close on you, Inferni, to try and narrow the angle.
Let him get as close as he likes.
I mean, he's not going to. His armor might be fire resistant, but he's certainly not going to come and hug you or anything like that. But he's decided that he can't cover the goal from back at the goal side. But if he can narrow the angle on you, maybe he can.
Go on, Hephaestus. Go on. Charge into the fray.
Hephaestus, it is your turn though. You can charge into the fray as advertised.
Where is the ball at this particular moment?
It's with Infernia, on the opposite half of the pitch, getting in prime goal scoring territory we described, but she is getting crowded out by Zephrima and Bronze Colossus at the moment.
Well, let's get involved anyway.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I'm a bit too far away to get too involved, or
no, you've got your running speed, remember? So you've actually got quite. You can run at 30 miles an hour. You've got no problem crossing the pitch.
no, flying stuff. Flying stuff. We don't want to know how I got down.
We just jumped into a superhero pose, obviously.
Almost. Oh yeah. I think we'll just take a moment to appreciate the superhero landing that Hephaestus manages there.
Yep.
Yeah, and then hurtles across the pitch.
Freaking glasses.
We've been watching the squirrels because they all landed in superhero pose.
Landings 101.
Is there a class for this?
It would.
There is. Superhero landings.
There is absolutely a superhero landing class. Yes, there totally is.
Well, obviously I've learned from that one. I imagine
You have.
And,
so how are you wanting to contribute to this? So you've basically got Des is ready to accept a pass should Infernia get one off. Zephrima and Bronze Colossus are just trying to crowd out Infernia. You're coming up on the mix. How are you
to crowd out the crowd outers?
Ooh. Who in particular do you want to try and tussle with? Zephrima, who is sort of a bit faster, a bit more nimble, a bit able to dodge around, or are you trying to stop Bronze Colossus from covering the shot, essentially?
Oh, I think the first one there, Colossus, is going to be. The goal's too big. If we want a shot to get off, so I want to take out. I'm sorry, what was her name?
Zephrima.
Zephrima.
Okay, all right. So, contest of athletics, just the two of you trying to outdo each other. Zephrima.
Excellent. I was there.
Oh. I think that's. I mean, it's not a success, but nor is it wildly out of range of it. So I think that the two of you are fairly tussling, giving a bit of a distraction for Infernia when she gets to go. Kid Kinesis is busy attempting to dash back up the pitch again. He is reaching out with his telekinetic abilities to try and get Des out of the way. I think because he thinks that Infernia is probably all right there, or is covered enough. But no. Kid Kinesis' athletics check there is not enough. So, Enra, anything you want to do as a final thing? We're basically narrowing down to Infernia taking the final shot here, I think.
I will just do another investigation thing just in case. I can just battle against the other dude.
Yep, please.
That's a better score in line with everybody else.
That is it. That is a bit more like it, yeah. I've just realised I can watch the stream and see the numbers there. I don't have to keep looking over there all the time. Good. I'm great at this. This is clearly my destiny. All right, great. So you're making progress. Certainly beating out the investigation check that Nellis got earlier. So you're keeping him at bay. Nellis is going to make another roll though. See if he can make up for that earlier embarrassment. I've clearly put the wrong person on the podium. Oh, no, I haven't. He's got a 26. Basically, this means that the power play is going to be ending this round. He's managed to close it down.
Okay.
So Infernia. Now, just to sort of raise this issue, there is a thing called hero points that you can use during your actions if you want to use a hero point. If you wanted to use a hero point to improve a roll, I'm not saying you will need to. You may roll really well, but I'm just sort of trying to build a bit of tension about our options here.
Well, that might help, and it might make, if I do score, it even more dramatic. So I'm all for that. So we'll bank a hero point. And
you each have a hero point, by the way. We haven't really talked about this before, but you can spend a hero point in Mutants and Masterminds in a number of different ways. The classic, I want to edit a scene to make sure that there is, there's not an example of a PowerBall match, but is there a fire hydrant near here? Yes, there is. I spend a hero point. There is a fire hydrant. I needed one of those for whatever reason. Or I can spend it to get the effect of an advantage that I don't actually have temporarily. Honestly, I don't think any of us know enough about the system really to immediately go, aha, I'm going to spend a hero point for that. But you can use it to improve a roll. You can use it to recover when you've been downed. You can use it to counter an effect which has come onto you. So all this is for combat stuff. And you can, if you're completely floundering during an investigation, you can spend a hero point to get a clue, basically. But if you need it, you have a hero point available to improve your roll. But you're not going to need it, clearly.
I reckon because he's described all of that, though, you may actually, it might be
it may come in handy, mightn't it? So do I roll, and then if it's really not very good, add the hero point? Or
that's right. That's right. Yeah, basically you can add it after the fact.
Let's see. Let's take a shot and see how go.
Not bad.
Can I add the hero point anyway? So it's even like Uberer, if that's a word.
Uberer. Okay.
Uberer.
And if that is good enough to score, the score it's added with flair, you know.
Is that meant to be funny? Because of.
I didn't think it was, but yeah.
It doesn't. But basically, it doesn't add to the roll. It can basically. What it does is you get a re-roll, but a re-roll that can't roll less than a 10 on the dice.
I think I'll stick with what I've got then, really.
Okay, that's fair enough. 16's pretty good. I'm going to Bronze Colossus is going to make an attempt to save this. I think with Hephaestus there and Des there and Kid Kinesis all sort of countering each other out, it really is a straight check here. So sadly, Bronze Colossus is pretty good at this. But
big goal though.
But he has got a penalty. He's got a penalty because of the big goal. So his basic roll is only a 19, and the big goal I was giving him a -5 because basically it's -2 or -5 in Mutants and Masterminds, and -2 didn't feel like enough, but -5 did. So yes, you bury the drone in the back of the opponent's goal just as the timer goes, and by the numbers, aka Hephaestus and Furious. Were the victors in this match of the Powerball, and Des is absolutely delighted.
Excellent.
Oh, wow. Well, we should probably
go up.
Play to the crowd. What is going on?
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So you're really going to make sure people know you're there. Well, do you want to give me a presence roll? I can't remember what your presence is, but want to make me a presence roll?
That's a good question. I don't know what my presence is. Hang on 1 second. I don't think it's massive.
No, it probably isn't.
Well, let's
presents. Not too bad. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
Are we doing presences?
If you want to do a presence.
Presences.
Enra there, really making a big thing of it.
Come on, QC.
Name all your presents.
We're standing there in the pitch, aren't we? Just being, I assume, cheered.
I mean, there is a lot of cheering. There is a lot of cheering. Kid Kinesis in particular is not popular due to his tendency to
cheat.
Well, test the boundaries of the rules. Let's put it that way.
Cheat.
Cheat.
If I'm able to, if Des is happy for me to do it, I'm going to swoop down and pick her up so that she can sort of wave at the crowds from higher up.
Oh, she'll like that.
Without her, we wouldn't have taken part.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I've given Des a presence on her character sheet. So I
She
can't-
must have an awesome presence.
She
if she's
does.
the
She
singer.
does. She does. She's a pretty strong presence. No, I haven't actually given her. Stats. Not full stats anyway. So I'm gonna roll a d20 and add a big number to it. That'll be her
That'll
presence.
do.
Well, there we go. Yeah, no, she's got a 12. I'm sure she's clocking in at least a +8 on her presence. No, +6 anyway. So yeah, she's centre of attention. The crowd goes wild, thunderous applause, and that is where we are going to end for today. Thank you for joining us, and join us next week for the final part of our short adventure in the world of the Justice Academy.